Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on contractions. This lesson will cover negative subject plus auxiliary and linking verb contractions. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 5 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning to define what a contraction is and explain its purpose. 2. We are learning to identify common negative subject plus auxiliary and linking verb contractions. 3. We are learning to recognise the 2 words that make up a contraction. 4. We are learning to use an apostrophe correctly to form contractions. 5. We are learning to expand contractions into their full forms. Contractions are shortened forms of 2 words. They are used in speaking and informal writing to sound more natural and conversational. They help us speak faster and more fluently. They are very common in everyday English. Contractions are made by combining 2 words and replacing some letters with an apostrophe. For example, did not becomes didn't. Notice the apostrophe, its shape and placement, and how it replaces the missing letter O. When turning a positive contraction into a negative one, it means that something is not true or is not happening. The structure of the contraction can change. The auxiliary or linking verb can create the contraction with the word not. There is an exception. I plus am plus not keeps the subject plus auxiliary or linking verb plus not structure. I'm not. Another contraction structure is subject plus auxiliary linking verb plus not. You aren't. Here is a list of common contractions. These contractions are made up of the subject plus the auxiliary or linking verb to be in the simple present tense plus not. It is an auxiliary verb when it is a helping verb to show the present continuous tense. It is a linking verb when it comes before a predicate noun or predicate adjective that renames the subject. This is the full list. Remember, when the 2 words are separate, they are referred to as being in their full form. Notice how the apostrophe replaces missing letters. I will read the words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. I am not. I'm not. You are not. You're not. You aren't. He is not. He's not. He isn't. She is not. She's not. She isn't. It is not. It's not. It isn't. We are not. We're not. We aren't. They are not. They're not. They aren't. Here are some examples in sentences. By reading them in sentences, we can understand the meaning through context. I will read the sentence. I will pause. When I pause, you say the sentence. I'm not tired today. In its full form, I am not tired today. She isn't home. In its full form, she is not home. They're not ready. In its full form, they are not ready. He isn't happy. In its full form, he is not happy. We're not interested. In its full form, we are not interested. We will look at the common misconception of its and its. Its without an apostrophe shows possession. Something belongs to it. It is a possessive determiner. Possessive determiners do not use apostrophes. My, your, his, her, its, our, their. For example, its tail. The tail belongs to the dog. Its with an apostrophe is a contraction of it is in it is not, or it has in it has not. For example, it's not windy outside. In its full form, it is not windy outside. It's not been long. In its full form, it has not been long. Here is a list of common contractions. These contractions are made up of the subject plus auxiliary or linking verb, to be, in the simple past tense, plus not. It is an auxiliary verb when it is helping a verb to show the present continuous tense. It is a linking verb when it comes before a predicate noun or predicate adjective that renames the subject. This is the full list. There is only one possible structure. Remember, when the two words are separate, they are referred to as being in their full form. Notice how the apostrophe replaces the missing letters. The O from not is replaced by an apostrophe. I will read the words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. I was not. I wasn't. You were not. You weren't. He was not. He wasn't. She was not. She wasn't. It was not. It wasn't. We were not. We weren't. They were not. They weren't. Here are some examples in sentences. By reading them in sentences, we can understand the meaning through context. I will read the sentence. I will pause. When I pause, you say the sentence. I wasn't at the party. In its full form, I was not at the party. She wasn't happy. In its full form, she was not happy. They weren't ready. In its full form, they were not ready. He wasn't in the office. In its full form, he was not in the office. We weren't aware of it. In its full form, we were not aware of it. Here is a list of common contractions. These contractions are made up of the subject plus the auxiliary verb to have plus not. This is the full list. The first group of contractions is correct, but uncommon in everyday speech. The second group of contractions is common usage. Remember, when the two words are separate, they are referred to as being in their full form. Notice how the apostrophe replaces the missing letters. I will read the words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. I have not. I've not. I haven't. You have not. You've not. You haven't. He has not. He's not. He hasn't. She has not. She's not. She hasn't. It has not. It's not. It hasn't. We have not. We've not. We haven't. They have not. They've not. They haven't. Here are some examples in sentences. By reading them in sentences, we can understand the meaning through context. These sentences show the common usage of contractions. I will read the sentence. I will pause. When I pause, you say the sentence. I haven't finished. In its full form, I have not finished. She hasn't seen it. In its full form, she has not seen it. They haven't visited yet. In its full form, they have not visited yet. He hasn't received it. In its full form, he has not received it. We haven't eaten. In its full form, we have not eaten. Here is a list of common contractions. These contractions are made up of the subject plus the past perfect tense auxiliary verb to have, which is had, plus not. This is the full list. The first group of contractions is correct, but uncommon in everyday speech. The second group of contractions is common usage. Remember, when the two words are separate, they are referred to as being in their full form. Notice how the apostrophe replaces the missing letters. I will read the words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. I had not. I'd not. I hadn't. You had not. You'd not. You hadn't. He had not. He'd not. He hadn't. She had not. She'd not. She hadn't. It had not. It'd not. It hadn't. We had not. We'd not. We hadn't. They had not. They'd not. They hadn't. Here are some examples in sentences. By reading them in sentences, we can understand the meaning through context. In these sentences, it is being used to show an action that had not happened. It also shows that, in the past, one action didn't happen before another. These sentences show the common usage of contractions. I will read the sentence. I will pause. When I pause, you say the sentence. I hadn't finished my homework before dinner. In its full form, I had not finished my homework before dinner. She hadn't seen the movie until last week. In its full form, she had not seen the movie until last week. He hadn't received the email when I called him. In its full form, he had not received the email when I called him. We hadn't eaten lunch when the meeting started. In its full form, we had not eaten lunch when the meeting started. They hadn't realised the time. In its full form, they had not realised the time. Here is a list of common contractions. These contractions are made up of the subject plus the auxiliary verb do in the simple present tense plus not. The form changes in the third person from do to does. So the contraction changes from don't to doesn't. Notice how the apostrophe replaces the missing letter O. This is the full list. Remember, when the two words are separate, they are referred to as being in their full form. I will read the words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. I do not. I don't. You do not. You don't. He does not. He doesn't. She does not. She doesn't. It does not. It doesn't. We do not. We don't. They do not. They don't. Here are some examples in sentences. By reading them in sentences, we can understand the meaning through context. I will read the sentence. I will pause. When I pause, you say the sentence. I don't like spicy food. In its full form, I do not like spicy food. He doesn't know it. In its full form, he does not know it. They don't want to go. In its full form, they do not want to go. She doesn't understand. In its full form, she does not understand. You don't need to worry. In its full form, you do not need to worry. Here is a list of common contractions. These contractions are made up of the subject plus the auxiliary verb did in the simple past tense plus not. Notice how the apostrophe replaces the missing letter O. This is the full list. Remember, when the two words are separate, they are referred to as being in their full form. I will read the words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. I did not. I didn't. You did not. You didn't. He did not. He didn't. She did not. She didn't. It did not. It didn't. We did not. We didn't. They did not. They didn't. Here are some examples in sentences. By reading them in sentences, we can understand the meaning through context. I will read the sentence. I will pause. When I pause, you say the sentence. I didn't see you. In its full form, I did not see you. We didn't hear the bell. In its full form, we did not hear the bell. You didn't tell me. In its full form, you did not tell me. She didn't sleep well. In its full form, she did not sleep well. It didn't make sense. In its full form, it did not make sense. Let us is commonly used in English expressions like let us go to the park and let us consider this problem. In these examples, it is often contracted in speech or informal writing to let's. To form the negative, the only correct structure is let's not. The order shows formally that us is the object of let, and let is in the imperative mood. The imperative mood means giving a command, an order, an instruction, making requests, or offering invitations. Functionally, let us works like we plus verb plus not, expressing that we are not going to do something together. Rewrite these sentences using contractions. 1. I am not ready for the test. 2. They are not coming to the party. 3. She is not at home. 4. We were not late for class. 5. He was not happy with the result. 6. I did not eat breakfast. 7. They had not arrived when the show started. 8. He has not seen that movie. 9. You do not need it. 10. They have not been helpful. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. I'm not ready for the test. I am becomes I'm. 2. They're not coming to the party, or they aren't coming to the party. They are becomes they're. Are not becomes aren't. 3. She's not at home, or she isn't at home. She is becomes she's. Is not becomes isn't. 4. We weren't late for class. Were not becomes weren't. 5. He wasn't happy with the result. Was not becomes wasn't. 6. I didn't eat breakfast. Did not becomes didn't. 7. They'd not arrived when the show started, or they hadn't arrived when the show started. They had becomes they'd. Had not becomes hadn't. 8. He's not seen that movie, or he hasn't seen that movie. He has becomes he's. Has not becomes hasn't. 9. You don't need it. Do not becomes don't. 10. They've not been helpful, or they haven't been helpful. They have becomes they've. Have not becomes haven't. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Write these sentences and the contractions in their full form. 1. I'm not aware of the new schedule. 2. She isn't responsible for this mistake. 3. They're not satisfied with the service. 4. He wasn't expecting such a complicated task. 5. We weren't informed about the changes. 6. You're not supposed to reveal this information. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. I am not aware of the new schedule. I'm, in its full form, is I am. 2. She is not responsible for this mistake. Isn't, in its full form, is not. 3. They are not satisfied with the service. There, in its full form, is they are. 4. He was not expecting such a complicated task. Wasn't, in its full form, is was not. 5. We were not informed about the changes. Weren't, in its full form, is were not. 6. You are not supposed to reveal this information. You're, in its full form, is you are. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about negative contractions made up of a subject, an auxiliary or linking verb, and not. There will be more lessons to explore further. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.